welcome to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles, where we're better together than separated. Happy Sunday to everybody. Congratulations to all the Michigan fans yesterday. I was out there in Michigan Stadium. It was a good experience for me. It was something that I always wanted to do. And we lost. You know what I'm saying? So to all my Michigan State fans out there, we'll get them back. You know what I'm saying? We'll get them back when they get to East Lansing. Good win for Michigan. Other than that, I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys today about just not letting anybody else knock you from your blessings in life. Certain opportunities in life are only made for you. That's why they are only brought to your attention. Certain opportunities ain't made for everybody else. That's why it came directly to you. And when certain opportunities come our way, we have the tendency to call this person or talk to this person or talk to our mate, our friend, a family member about an opportunity that's being presented to us that we need to make a decision on. And sometimes when we expose this opportunity to other people, what happens is that negative responses take place. So your mind starts to think different. Instead of capitalizing on that opportunity, you never move on it because you got too many people in your head, too many people talking to you, too many people being negative, telling you all the reasons why not to do it and not one reason why you should do it. And a lot of time in life, if we are not able to think for ourselves, then a lot of people are going to be able to think for us. If we want to waver in decisions, if we want to be indecisive when it comes time to make a decision, and if we need everybody else there with us to help make that decision, then that's not going to be a solid life. That's not going to be that's not going to be a prospering life. You got to be able to make decisions. You got to be able to know when to think on your own. You got to know how to think on your own. When it's time to make a decision, you can't waver. You got to stand solid on firm on the decision that you make and know exactly what you want to do. You can't call this person and that person and tell them about it to see what you want them to tell you to do. So I got my cousin Fo with me today. And like I said, we always better together than separated. So we were sitting back and we was just talking about this particular issue. And I told him, I said, man, let's sit down and politic on this. So what you think about, some of the things I just said?
Well, people look for validation, So when that opportunity do come, sometimes they want to share it with people share it with people that they feel like will tell them their best interest or whatever the case may be. And it sometimes alters the way you feel inside. You get what I'm saying? You might feel like you really want to do this opportunity, but you getting a different response from the people that you do share that with. And that can be detrimental to your life and your well-being because you're not doing what you feel like you need to do. You doing what
others want you to do.
Facts.
Basically.
So it's just like you'll always be caught up in that
dependent state of mind as to where you always dependent on somebody else to make a move for you instead of you making it for yourself.
And not even making a move for you. Just planting a seed in your mind on how you should move. Because they're not making no move.
The opportunity didn't even come to them. It came to you.
For sure. And I see it a lot, especially with artists. I deal with a lot of different artists all the time, and when they make music, they always look into other people like, do y'all like this? Do y'all like that?
Needing that validation.
They just
need that security from other people.
A lot of people look for it though. When you're not sure of yourself, a lot of people look for that validation. Like, am I on the right track? Am I doing something good, or am I dope, or am I good at this or whatever? They look for that validation when you're not sure of yourself. So when people go out and seek that from other people, they typically don't make the decision now because they get talked out of it.
Right.
So I tell artists, because I'm only speaking from the artist aspect right now, I tell artists, man, how do you feel about it?
Right.
Before I even give my my expertise to it, how do you feel about it?
Right. To make sure that they put their input and they
because you gotta have the confidence of knowing what you're doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because people can feel that, people can sense that, people can look through you in that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta be sure about what you're doing. You gotta mean what you saying and doing.
And then it's well, not in a sense, but it's a form of weakness. And like what you said, people can see through that, and then they'll use that against you, because that's something that you're inept in, that you're not good at making decisions. So I'm going to make decisions for him behind his back, because I know when I bring a decision to him, he can't make it. And something a lot of people get taken advantage of like that. They don't even know certain opportunities been brought to them because other people in the background making decisions for them, and that's what they dependent upon instead of them making the decisions for themselves.
And see, with people like that, I tend to, like, I ain't gonna say stay away from, but I try to give them the expertise of building their confidence.
Right.
Like, you gotta build your confidence up, man. You gotta know what you want to do. You gotta be clear on what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna give you the advice of what I think you should do. I will, don't get me wrong, but like,
I'm gonna give you the opportunity to make your
own decisions
first
and before I'm gonna guide you on your decision.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Now, if your decision is wrong, I will let that be known too. I feel like you can do this and do that, but like, if they don't want to listen to that, then it ain't nothing else I can do. You know what I mean? But the way I go about it is, I just try to build the confidence, instilled in them, like, man, you can think for your own, man. Like, stop looking around the room.
Right.
Look into yourself.
For that security, for that confidence,
Mm-hmm.
for everybody, because, and it's crazy because they say a lack of self-esteem and no confidence repel people.
Mm-hmm.
But having confidence and having assertiveness about yourself, that's what attracts people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, having that assertiveness about yourself, having that umph about yourself, just not saying just being cocky or overconfident, but just having that assertiveness about yourself. I know where I want to go. This where I want to go. If somebody pulled up to me and asked me what I want to do with YatlifeChronicles and where I wanted to take it, I could tell them. I don't have to come to folk and ask folk, what should I do? Or somebody come to folk and ask folk, what should we, a decision that need to be made on Creators Lounge. He don't have to come to me. He can make it on his own. And that come from just having that assertiveness. And I think that a lot of people, we already broken as black people. But the lack of the self-esteem,
I think it need to be a balance. It's okay to ask for an opinion, but don't let that opinion alter how you feel. So it's okay to ask for an opinion, because sometimes we want to do the best work that we can.
Exactly.
And we don't want to just be in our own head with it. You get what I'm saying? Right. So when we ask for an opinion, if you feel like this in the inside already about it, but you just want to be sure about it and how you moving with the people that you love, not somebody that just be around the neighborhood or whoever. It got to be somebody that you respect and honor what they talking about. It can't be just anybody, you know, but like, you get their opinion. And if their opinion don't line up to how you feel, go with your move. Go with how you feel like you need to go about it, you know. But like, sometimes people do need to be corrected, you know. Sometimes people do need to realize, like, nah, I don't think you should do it like this, or you should make that move, you should make that move because X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the third. And sometimes that decision might be the best decision for them, depending on the situation. You feel me?
And the person that's giving them the information.
Exactly. You know, but most of the time it's not that, though. Most of the time, people gonna just speak down on whatever opportunity you have, because y'all in the same boat. We down here together. You trying to do this and do that. Like, what is that? Like, you know, what you gonna do?
And a lot of times what it be is that it be a form of envy. You know, when somebody's doing something that you're not doing, somebody has something that you don't have, you know. And a lot of time, and the person will be envious of that person because a person have a quality of character that another person don't have. You know, and a lot of times people envy that. And they don't know how to detect the emotion, nor do they know how to realize this emotion to even deal with it. They just let the emotion take control. Let the emotion spread like wildfire. And no, you don't need to do that. You know? No, man, you shouldn't fuck with that nigga. Man, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But this is a perfect opportunity for you to move your life further and in another direction. You know? And when opportunities come to people and people go to a third party, you know, that envy, that jealousy be there. I don't want to see you doing this. You know, I want to see me and you hanging out every day. I don't want to see you at work every day. Somebody trying to give you a job. That's an opportunity. Somebody trying to give you some form of hustle as to where, you know, you can make you a few dollars with. You know, and people will knock that. You know, a lot of people will be dismissive towards your opportunity because you done shared it with them. But I guarantee you, if you take your opportunity and you just move into it, people will congratulate you, you know, versus you telling everybody about your opportunity, because they're going to do everything they can to try to block it at the end of the day. And that's just what it is. It's just the ways of the world. It's slavish thinking, you know, and that's why we deal with cognizant thinking on this show. We deal with awareness, you know. Be able to stand on your own too. Always know how to make your own decisions. Don't let everybody else live your life. You shouldn't have to see and be able to live life through everybody else's eyes. You know, in the way they see life and see things and the decisions they make. You know, every decision is not for you. Don't get me wrong, there's some decisions you have to go to other people and talk to them about. But those are the ones that can enhance the decision, I would say. Those are the ones that's affiliated with this opportunity that's being presented to you. You know, you just can't take it. If an opportunity has come to you, you just can't go to somebody who's doing nothing and get their advice, you know.
Yeah, sometimes, like, all right, I'm glad you said that, because most people that got genuine love for you, they gonna let you know the pros and cons of both decisions that you will make.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Now, if you do this, then you got to deal with X, Y, and Z, this, and that, and the third. But if you do this, then you probably can do this and that and the third. Like, they might not even give you a stance on what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna just put a light on both decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you
Giving
choose.
you the pros and cons.
Yeah, the pros and cons, because that's how my pops always taught me. Like, just look at the pros and cons on every decision that you make. If the pros outweigh the cons, then go with it.
But if the cons outweigh the pros, then
not to go with it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's a good way for us to measure decisions. You know what I'm saying? When we use that teeter scale, to see what balances out. Is it the pros or the cons, if we should do it or if we should not do it? But we have to have that confidence, and we have to have that assertiveness within ourselves to be able to make that decision. And at a young age, what my Uncle Buddy was teaching for was to make his own decisions, by putting things on that balance scale, because we as individuals, we only know what's best for us. And
right.
We only know how to measure our life towards this opportunity and how it will work for us, based on our time, based on the life we live, and how how it can take us further in life.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you can't let people block your opportunities. You can't let people have that much control of your life, where they're making every decision for you. Because you have some people like that where they live in life through other people, because they make all their decisions, being dependent on other people and what they think you should do.
And that'll make you forget about yourself. Like,
to think for yourself.
You'll forget about yourself. You won't even know yourself.
Wow.
Because other people are thinking for you. So you don't even know how to even think for yourself. So you done lost yourself in other people thinking.
Yeah.
Like, that happens a lot. It's almost like a brainwashing tool, to where, like, you forget yourself. That's somebody nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't catch the dog. But at the end of the day, we have to make all decisions. Not all decisions, but we have to know how to make decisions for ourselves.